Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some high-level money-making methods, 4 to be exact, and these are some of the best high-level money makers in the game right now. They are extremely relevant, and the GP per hour on all of these methods are extremely high. So definitely jump into these methods as soon as you can, because you don't know how long this level of GP per hour can be actually obtained. Now I am going to go over 4 methods as I did mention. This is a high-level money-making guide, so there's going to be some pretty high-level requirements. So definitely do keep that in mind. Some mid-level players may be able to do some of these methods, including the first method that we are going to be going over. So anyway, we're going to jump right into it, and if you guys do enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more RuneScape 3 content. Now for the first method, we have the God Wars Dungeon 1 boss, K'ril. And there are only a few requirements for this method, so this is more of a mid-level moneymaker. So you only require 70 Constitution and partial completion of the Troll Stronghold. There are some recommendations as well, so you should have around 80 plus magic for this method to be effective. Also, if you do have 96 Herblore with overloads as well as curses, these are optional, but they will help you greatly. So for this method that I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be using the setup with the Demon Horn Necklace and also the attuned Ectoplasmador. This essentially gives you unlimited prayer, so you can use Torment and Soul Split while you are at K'ril. It will boost your kill times. However, since you are going to be using prayers, K'ril will have an extra mechanic, which he will hit you for around up to 5,000 damage with a typeless damage attack that can't be blocked. So you do need to keep in mind with that. Alternatively, you can go with no prayer. This is an option as well. However, your kill times will be a bit lower. If you do have these high level requirements, I definitely suggest using the Demon Horn Necklace and the attuned Ectoplasmador, and then using Torment and Soul Split. It works really well. Also, do have an anti-poison. I have my Virtus Body, which does have the anti-poison perk on it, Venom Blood. This is something that you should definitely bring. If you don't have Venom Blood on any armor, then just bring anti-poison, because it will get pretty annoying, and you may need to actually flee if the poison does get really bad, because you are going to be staying on very little food during this method. Also, for the aura slot, you can use either the Penance aura or the Vampirism aura. Personally, I like the Vampirism aura because you can get hit pretty hard, especially when he uses his 5,000 typeless damage attack if you are using the curses. So definitely do have one of those auras because it will help greatly. Now, first off, you will want to go to the Zamorak encampment, which is in the northeastern part of the God Wars dungeon. Just get your 40 kill count, and then you can enter the boss instance. Make sure you set the spawn speed to fastest so that you can get the most kills per hour. Now, once you enter the boss encounter, you will want to pray Soul Split and then also use Torment if you do have it. And then with your tuned Ectoplasmador and the Demon Horn Necklace, you will have basically unlimited prayer. As you can see, I brought quite a few prayer potions. You actually won't need this. I would suggest only bring 1 or 2, just in case you do get a bit low on prayer points. K'ril famously drops the Subjugation armor, which is listed at around 1 to 4 mil each per piece, depending on which piece you do get. So it is priced pretty high right now, and you do have about a 1 in 60 chance of getting one of those pieces. So it is pretty decent odds, and you should get around 1 per run. Now, that being said, he also does drop some rune salvage, so you can bring a Spring Cleaner or High Elk runes. You can even bring the Winter Storage Scrolls. If you do have a Yak, that is another way to just bank those items. This is pretty useful as well because you can send all of the unique drops to your bank as well, which will save up some inventory space. K'ril also drops Noted Wine of Zamorak, which you will be making a lot of money off of this. Overall, this boss is really fun. It's kind of AFK, which is nice. More of a mid-level boss, which is pretty awesome. And the unique drops, they aren't super rare, so you can expect them every once in a while, which does make it a little bit more exciting. Overall, this boss is really great. You can make around 4 mil per hour. And as I said, it doesn't have too many requirements. And also, it can be done pretty AFK if you do use the attuned Ectoplasmador and the Demon Horn Necklace. Now, moving on to the second method in this guide, we have making Ripper Demon binding contracts. This is an extremely good moneymaker right now, and the only requirements are 96 Slayer and then also the Dagon by Mystery, which will require level 68 Archaeology. So those are the only requirements. However, recommended is 90 plus melee stats, also Darklight, Vampirism Aura, and Vampirism Scrimshaw. And then also Overloads and Curses are really useful as well. What you're going to want to do for this method, you're going to be making binding contracts, and then you're going to be killing Ripper demons. And after every kill, one of these binding contracts will turn into a Ripper demon contract, which is worth around 140k. It only costs 40k to make a binding contract, so you're going to be making 100k profit per kill. So as you can see, this is why this is 15 plus mil per hour. You can make an insane amount of money doing this. So you can get your easy 100k profit per kill, but then you also get the loot from the Ripper demon that it drops, and that just adds on to the profit. Definitely one of the best money makers right now. So the first thing you're going to want to do for this method is make the binding contracts. So each binding contract requires 200 spirit shards, 1 blue charm, 1 pouch, and then also 2 blood of Orcus and 2 hellfire medals. So first, just make a preset. You're going to want to make a preset with the Beast of Burden slot as well. So definitely use a pack yak or a pack mammoth. If you do have one, it'll make it a little bit quicker. Once your preset is made, you can load it pretty easily, and then you can run back and forth to the summoning obelisk and make the binding contracts. Binding contracts are pretty expensive to make. They do cost around 40k just in the materials to make one contract, but you will be selling them for 140k each once you do bind them to a Ripper demon. Each binding contract does also use a blue charm, so some of you guys might not have that many blue charms, so you may need to farm up those. I will link a guide in the description showing you how you can get charms pretty quickly. So if you guys want to check that out, it is going to be there in the description. Anyway, once you have all your binding contracts, next you're going to have to gear up for the Ripper demons. So Ripper demons are pretty tough creatures to kill. I would recommend using a Darklight if you do have one. As you can see, I don't have the Darklight, so I am using dual wield Drygores. This does work as well. I'm also wearing my Masterwork. I have my Cinderbane gloves. These are super useful because Ripper demons can be poisoned. And then also I have my Vampirism Scrimshaw, and also if you have the Vampirism Aura, you should use that as well. Ripper demons, they hit you really hard, so you do need to be cautious and make sure your health doesn't go down too low, especially because if your health goes below 35%, then the Ripper demons become aggressive and they will all jump on you and start attacking you. This is where you can die pretty quickly, so definitely make sure your health is always above 35%. Also, the Ripper demons do have another mechanic which can insta-kill you. So as you can see, the bar above their head, it is slowly increasing. Once it is full, they will jump into the air and then a shadow will move on the ground. You need to make sure you are not under it or standing beside it, or you will get insta-killed. So if they do jump in the air, you need to run away pretty quickly so that you can dodge the attack. And then the final mechanic that Ripper demons do have, when you do kill them, they will spin around in circles and deal rapid damage. So whenever you do kill a Ripper demon, just walk away from it. Also, make sure you are always praying protect from melee. Use your turmoil if you do have that as well. Overall, they're not actually that difficult to kill. They do hit you really hard and they can be scary with that insta-kill mechanic. But if you are paying attention, then it shouldn't be too difficult to kill them. They don't really have too much life points, so it shouldn't really be that bad. Also, after every kill, you will be binding one of these contracts. If you do have the binding contracts in your inventory, you can just note them using magic note paper. That way you can get a ton of these contracts. And as you can see here, this is loot from one of my Slayer tasks. I only killed 80 of them here, and as you can see, I only had 50 binding contracts, so I only made 50 Ripper Demon binding contracts. But you can see this is where you make most of your money. So if I did have 80 contracts, I would have made a ton more. This method is extremely good right now. You can make well over 15 mil per hour. You can kill upwards of over 100 Ripper Demons per hour. So you can see just how great this method can be. You're going to be making 10 mil just off the Ripper Demon contracts. And then they also have their random drops as well, which is pretty profitable. Now moving on to the next money making method, it's going to be killing Nihils. Now I have went over this in previous guides, but right now, Nihil pouches, they are through the roof. They're worth over 200k each, so you can make a ton of money off of them. You can make up to 7 mil per hour doing this. The only requirements are Fate of the Gods, and then also 87 summoning to make the Nihil pouches. Recommended is 81 divination. This is so you can transmute the certain ingredients into different ingredients. That way you can make the most profitable Nihil pouch. Also 80 plus range, highly recommended because you are going to be using range to kill them. Overloads are highly recommended as well because they give a status boost effect. That way the smoke Nihils cannot lower your stats. So the Nihils, they are located in the world gate. You will want to go to the pit. And then once you go here, just run to the middle of the arena, and then you'll want to click yes, spawn Nihils. Now, while killing Nihils, you are going to want to focus on the smoke Nihils. These are the easiest to kill, especially if you do have overloads. So the smoke Nihils special effect, they will create a cloud of smoke, which will lower your stats. But if you do have an overload active, your stats are static, which means they cannot decrease. Therefore, the smoke Nihils mechanic is basically useless. And also, when you are killing Nihils, there is a really useful ability to use here. This is going to be the ability Corruption Shot. Now, the reason why this is so good is because it can hit multiple Nihils also. So you are going to be targeting the smoke Nihils, but if there are Nihils around it, then they will be damaged as well. So over time, those Nihils will be pretty low on health, and you'll be able to kill them pretty quickly. That way you won't even need to bother dealing with their mechanics. Now, the main drop you are going to be looking for with the smoke Nihils are the Avalanche Talons. This is so you can make the smoke Nihil familiar pouch. These are extremely profitable. You are going to need an Elder Charm as well as some Elder Energy, and of course the Spirit Shard and pouch to make these. So you will need those other ingredients as well, but you will be making a ton of profit off each of these pouches. Now, since smoke Nihils are the easiest to kill, the smoke Nihil familiar is also one of the least expensive familiars that you can make. So that is why you are going to want to have 81 divination. This is so you can transmute the Avalanche Talons into the most profitable ingredient. For example, right now it was the Vampire Fangs, which allows you to make the Blood Nihil pouch. So you are going to be making most of your money off of these Nihil pouches. There are other regular drops. They are pretty average, nothing too special about those. But most of the money definitely going to be coming off these Nihil pouches. And overall, this is a really great money making method. They're pretty easy creatures to kill. So it is sort of AFK, and you can make an easy 6 or 7 mil per hour doing this. Now moving on to the last money making method in this video. This is sort of going to be a shorter method. It's going to be a pretty easy one, and there aren't many requirements. Literally, the only requirement is Plague's End, so you will need 75 summoning for that, as well as 75 in various other skills. Recommended is 96 summoning for the Pack Yak. It will make converting these pouches into scrolls much, much quicker. And as you can see, the profit that you will be making per pouch is pretty good. So on the Voice of Saren, you will be making 3,800 GP per pouch for profit. That is really, really high, and you should know that the prices do vary on this method a little bit. So they might not always sell for the grand exchange price, but they are always going to be profitable because the Smoke Devil pouches, they are super useful when using the scavenging perk. You can allow it to hit multiple targets whenever you use these scrolls. They're always going to be in demand. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do for this method is buy the Smoke Devil pouches, and then you're going to want to create a preset. So again, you're going to want to make sure that you include the Beast of Burden in your preset for this as well. That way you can make more pouches per hour. Now, you are only going to want to do this method when the Amlod Voice of Saren is active. That is because you'll get 12 of these scrolls instead of 10 whenever you convert them. So you are going to be making some extra profit because of that. So only do it when the Amlod Voice of Saren is active. If you do it, when it isn't active, you will make a little bit of profit, but it isn't going to be as good as when it is on. If it is on, you're going to be making well over 10 mil per hour. This is a really tedious method. As you can see, you're going to be running back and forth from the bank to the summoning obelisk. If you do have the mobile perk, this is going to be super useful because you're going to be using Surge a lot. Also, the power burst of accelerations, they're pretty useful here as well. They'll speed up the method a little bit. Make sure you do have a Beast of Burden though, because this is really important. If you don't have a Pack Yak, bring the best beast of burden that you can bring. It's just going to boost the amount of pouches you can make per hour. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. I really hope you found all of these methods helpful, and hopefully you can use them when you are playing yourself. Recently, I have been trying a lot of these methods, and I've been making quite a bit of money off of them, so I did want to share them with you guys, just so you guys can make some pretty easy money as well. These are some of the best high-level money making methods in the game right now, and the prices of everything, they are subject to change over time, so do keep that in mind when you are watching this video, especially if you are watching it at a later date. Anyway guys, I really hope you did find this video helpful, and if you did, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more RuneScape 3 content. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.